1, 2, is this on?
Even though most of wrestling secrets are already out of the bag, it's always interesting for fans to get a glimpse behind the curtain. From wrestlers communicating through verbal and non-verbal means, to the tricks behind the entrances, spots and weapons. We'll be covering this and more today, as we highlight wrestling secrets caught on camera. First we'll look at something you'll see on every show, but once you notice it, you might try to look away, realizing it's a potential spoiler. We're referring to a common way to tell if a wrestler is about to kick out of a pin. You can do this by watching their eyes. If they're looking at the referee, it usually means they're tracking the count to time their kick out just before the 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, turn out the light. The Rock is out. It's going to be dust.
This eye contact can also serve as a subtle signal to the referee that it isn't time for the finish. This practice is a pet peeve for many wrestling veterans, including Stone Cold Steve Austin. He believes wrestlers should develop a sense for the referee's cadence without needing to look. While Austin himself has been seen glancing at the ref on occasion, many wrestlers, including Steve, prefer to keep their eyes closed or stare straight ahead during a pinfall to avoid potentially giving away the outcome, or at the very least making it obvious this particular pin isn't the end, since locking eyes with the ref is often a dead giveaway that a kick out is coming.
No. We can have a new champion. 2. The shoulder up. He's pulling for the Rock like this. This guy may be a hardened criminal. Here it is. There's 1. There's 2. And the Rock kick down. Crawls. Shoulders down. Jericho does it and pump kicks out. 4-inch. Bryant's kicked out. Zayna's gonna do it. Zayna's gonna do it. Zayna with the cover. Kick out and do it. He's gonna do it. Cody's gonna do it. No raids.
To produce blood during a match, wrestlers typically use a small razor blade, either handed to them discreetly by the referee, or hidden somewhere in their gear ahead of time.
Hell, this is akin to felonious assault here. Well, what is Flair doing? None of us are going to see Bill Goldberg again.
Right after the spot that's meant to trigger the bleeding, the cameras will usually cut away. This is coordinated with the production truck by the match agent, who signals when not to focus on the wrestler during the blade job.
This gouging at the head, first blood. All wrapped up, bleeding, and it's not over yet. Wait. It's right. This could get ugly in a hurry. For Randy Orton to survive.
Still, there have been numerous instances where cameras accidentally caught the blade handoff or even the act of blading itself.
If I would know better. He freed himself from that chair. Hangman. He gets win and Archer. Oh, that right hand. A war. Man. This has not even resembled a wrestling match. But both are down now. And again using the cage. Get Punk expected to be at his side. Ooh, and all the hard right hand. Man, oh man, I don't know that these two will ever be the same again.
Any visual effect involving something coming from a wrestler's mouth, whether it's blood or poison mist, usually involves a capsule or tablet. The referee often sips the capsule to the wrestler, who then stores it in their mouth, biting down when it's time to release the substance.
To be in WrestleMania. That's Samoan pride. The great Samoan dynasty. Like a gut wrench. Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Hogan's bleeding from the mouth of the turtle. It's coming right out. The giant. The Kali vice grip. No, oh my God. No. Oh my God. Heyman's begging Brock off. Not again. Not on the chair again.
Historically, the poison mist effect was created using a condom filled with food coloring. The wrestler would chew on it just before the spot, then spit the liquid to simulate blinding or stunning their opponent.
I know what you're saying, Dio. After that Hell in a Cell match last night. We got the green mist. That was our table. Not the last one. Wait a minute. The green mist to allow Kyrie to make the tag. Nikki with a clothesline.
Wrestlers can also end up drenched in all kinds of substances during segments. And it's not just them, the whole ringside area usually gets soaked. But more often than not, what you're seeing isn't actually what it appears to be. The liquid is usually gimmicked to look like something else.
You're full of crap! Oh my God! Holy shit! Well, that's one way of putting it.
For instance, when Kurt Angle sprayed the Alliance with milk, it was mostly water mixed with food coloring.
Has become a Dairy Queen!
That said, he did dump real milk on himself to close the segment. And again in 2022 during a callback to the original.
This is utterly hilarious!
The original milk truck moment was a parody of Stone Cold Steve Austin's legendary beer bath on the corporation. In that case, around 30 gallons of real beer diluted with water was used. Austin later recreated the stunt in 2007 with Santino Marella, where Steve accidentally sprayed some fans before dousing Santino. When Eddie Guerrero dumped crap on Big Show, the mixture was actually water blended with mud, food scraps, and added scents to mimic the smell. The sewage truck used was real, but was thoroughly cleaned out beforehand. Gangrel was known for spitting blood into the crowd. This was always stage blood, but Gangrel was very particular about the flavor he used.
It's stage blood, but it's a zesty man. I won't go with anything but a zesty man.
That red liquid, this ritual, the viscous.
Wrestling is all about theatrics. The more significant a move appears, the more impactful it seems. That's why many wrestlers wet their hair before a match. Wet hair is denser and therefore moves more dramatically than dry hair, helping strikes to appear more forceful. Because wet hair is heavier, it's easier to move in front of the face with a simple tilt of the head, which helps to conceal communication when a wrestler is calling a spot in the ring.
Cover on the champion, kick out by Baron at 2. Can't stop now, dog, can't stop now.
Of course, one risk of wrestling with wet hair is that it will still look dry halfway through the match, and ultimately defeat the purpose of looking good.
It's the WWE nightmare, because you gotta take on that man.
Wrestlers would frequently oil themselves before coming out for a match because it shows off their muscles better, making their bodies look more impressive. But the added benefit is that it also helps with sliding in and out of locks and creates less friction when trying to do some maneuvers, particularly effective against mat burn. It was more popular in the 90s with less and less superstars doing it in the current day, but there are still a few wrestlers who keep up the tradition. Wrestlers tend to shave their bodies on a regular basis so that they not only have that smooth look appearance, but in respect for their opponents, as body hair can trap bacteria causing body odor, which can be unpleasant for their opponents during close contact moves.
Why do WWE wrestlers shave their armpits? Most guys do it just for that smooth look, for appearance's sake.
How often have you heard Michael Cole claim that Raw is sold out tonight? In reality, this isn't always accurate. WWE often uses this claim to enhance the perception of their shows and make them appear more significant and must-see. However, thanks to social media, fans can upload photos showing the actual attendance, revealing that many shows have empty seats. Referees play a crucial role in matches, especially when it comes to relaying information and signaling behind the scenes. One common method of communication is the hand squeeze, a subtle way for a wrestler to let the referee know they're okay after a big bump or spot.
Look out! Oh my goodness! Piper has suplex. Oh! Back suplex onto the chairs! And he took it so badly! Kiss the WWE World Heavyweight Champion! Kevin, don't do this!
If a legitimate injury occurs, referees will typically throw up the X symbol with their arms to alert officials in the back.
He has nothing to lose in this match.
What do you think, John? What does Sammy got to do here? Swagger's bell was rung. Oh. And McIntyre and Sheamus. And the referee got caught in the melee as well. But it was inadvertent.
That said, the X has occasionally been used to sell a storyline injury. Equipped with earpieces, they communicate not only with the wrestlers, but also with the production team. This enables them to provide real-time instructions, ensuring wrestler safety and adapting the match when necessary. For example, referees can signal if a match needs to be shortened or extended, or if on-the-spot changes to the storyline are required.
You are wearing an earpiece. Right. So talk us through what you're hearing.
I'll tell you when to raise the title up. If I'm reprimanding one of the boys, I'm not really reprimanding them. I'm acting like I'm pointing at him, mean face, but I'm calling spots.
Sometimes you'll catch them quietly calling spots or relaying instructions to the wrestlers during the match.
Hold on, don't move! Roman trying to make it to Sammy. Slow!
Verbal communication between wrestlers is a key part of match structure. They need to coordinate moves, pacing, and reactions in real time. With HD cameras and close-up shots now standard, fans can sometimes hear or see wrestlers speaking to each other, whether it's calling a move or quietly checking in with their opponent. It can occasionally break the illusion, but for some fans, it offers a fascinating look into how matches are constructed on the fly. Even if a match has been well planned out once it's underway, the wrestlers will still need to communicate back and forth. Most of this we don't hear, but there is plenty we do pick up on, and if you watch BOTCHED, then you know that everyone talks too much.
Ryan Shamrock. Choke slam. Yes. Choke slam.
Given that the Big Show always wrestled people smaller than him, it was important for his matches to look believable, so it wouldn't be surprising if we saw the Giant instructing the other wrestler or a group of wrestlers on what to do next.
How are they gonna get? Laying in the weeds here. He flipped. That bit him in the ass.
The set is wearing the man down.
Bubba back down.
450 pounds. Again. Big Show is stunned. Another one. Mark Henry now continuing to wear down the world.
Shawn Michaels was well known for getting angry in his matches back in the day, be it at his opponents or the staff around the ring, but HBK could also be heard calling his fair share of spots as well.
Hits with the elbow.
Official.
How many has Khali eliminated? There goes Chavo. I'm afraid this.
You might have seen the Big Red Machine Kane communicating with his opponent from time to time. Trying to do this may have been a problem for Kane at different points in his career though, as back when he used the voice box to speak, he would have had to make sure no one heard him calling moves in the ring, while when Kane wore the full mask, his voice was typically muffled, which may have made it difficult for the other wrestlers to understand him.
Randy Orton unloading on Kane. Wow.
You never know where he's going to show up.
Kane once hold earlier tonight. Whoa, duck. That's press. Kane though, aggravated Kane. Devil's favorite insurance agent.
Brock Lesnar is a man of few words when it comes to his promos. He does his talking in the ring, figuratively and literally you could say, as Brock can sometimes be caught speaking to his opponent on camera.
Again, not to beat a dead horse, but the difference maker, the power.
A Strowman, that clubbing.
Oh, wow.
A knee to the jaw.
Lord.
A knee to the jaw. He caught Lesnar good. A knee to the jaw caught Brock good. And Brock got him back. McIntyre! Another Claymore! Can he connect? Roman in with a counter. Guillotine.
It's been a while since we've seen Ryback in action, so fans might have forgotten how loud the big guy could be when he was in the ring, and we're not just referring to the numerous things he would shout as a catchphrase. Ryback was also known for being vocal when communicating with his opponent.
Hey, hold this grip right now. He's got those massive legs wrapped around. Former Royal Rumble winner.
Dallas's Bo Dallas.
Oh, big guy. Take it away.
He's just so arrogant, though, so into it.
Paige was another wrestler whose spot calling was incredibly noticeable.
Alicia. This Paige, though, you can't deny how impressive she's been.
Whoa, there you go. Devastating. Still not enough. Whoa!
Paige first goes Nikki Paige.
Paige has an answer for everything Nikki's trying now. That's where you can't get frustrated.
Paige has been on the run, game plan by Paige.
Oh, shit, is this Louis? Ready?
Yeah, this
Now Nikki.
Dolph Ziggler established himself as a WWE veteran, having wrestled nearly 2,000 matches for the company. His veteran status means he's usually the one calling the match, and this has led to Dolph regularly being heard directing traffic to his opponents.
And Brodus playing in a big Ziggler.
Superstars like Dolph Ziggler.
Bree stacks him up, uses the ropes.
Feels like superstars like Ziggler. Oh!
Lynch is caught there in the middle turnbuckle.
Separate, now he catches Dolph and overs.
Fire strikes and the man.
Then Dragon's Breath, Khaleesi.
Count! Do your pose.
Straight right hand. Corbin just took his sweet time there.
Becky Lynch can also be heard calling out instructions to her opponent in the ring, but this hasn't taken away from some of the great matches Becky has had.
Nasty attitude, nasty personality.
A cheap shot. Reversal is Becky into the corner. Catches late. Women's champion putting on a clinic. Out of the way,
Knocking
Billy.
the heads off of them all.
Take advantage. In the top rope there.
Becky launched out to the apron. Lita misses one.
Triple H has long since been described as a student of the game, wrestling a more old school style, being more inclined to call it in the ring rather than heavily plan out a match. This, especially in modern wrestling, increases the chances of the ringside cameras picking up what the wrestlers are actually saying to each other.
Good counter by the game. Oh my God! Austin now.
Eliminating Stock Austin. What a counter with the head scissors. And the 2006 Rumble Spinebuster. So a couple of times Lesnar's gone for the Kimura lock and Triple H is there goes Lesnar.
It's not just what he looks like, it's what he can do. But you think they're having on this piece.
Because it's a complete different match.
John Cena is so famous for loudly calling spots in the ring that he's had his own feature on Botchamania for a number of years.
Cena digging down deep inside.
It's big and it's muscular.
Whoa. Oh, high elbow caught Cena. Oh, Sheamus. Oh, and a high elbow caught John right in the jaw.
It looked as if one time that he was actually
On Twitter is hashtag stretcher match. Qualify for the WWE World Title match.
The World Heavyweight Champions for making him look that way.
And here comes Cena, and again Del Rio, German suplex. Kane is nothing but a pawn, but he's our pawn. And our plan is for you, Randy, to walk out.
With that power now,
Of the WWE fans here in Philadelphia.
Those hostile fans in the sporting world.
Power and Nakamura. Cena trying to make it back to a vertical base. John Cena trying to power out of this sleeper hold. But now Roman Reigns with his full body weight. Oh, into a sleeper hold.
Cena has even publicly addressed his spot calling in the past and given quite a fair response.
I'd rather be heard saying, "Hit me, mother," than saying nothing and have crickets.
Wrestlers and ringside personnel also rely on body language and subtle cues to communicate.
This way. Neither would I, but under the circumstances, maybe I'm going to say may have been the best thing. Roman Reigns!
One example is the Iggy, a brief squeeze or touch that serves as a discreet signal between performers. It's often a way for talent to check on their opponent after a big move or risky spot.
Cesaro went fake having Reginald out here. And he went Carmella. Oh my goodness! Carmella came flying.
If something goes wrong, the concern becomes even more obvious. In the event of a botch or unexpected injury, a wrestler will often break from their usual subtlety and visibly make sure their opponent is okay.
Did you see what Edge did, King?
I heard what you said there.
Gorilla press. Oh, man!
A-Train. Look at this.
Ravage and beats.
My God, I cannot believe this.
Oh, no. Good grief. Come on. Angle again, trying to drive Shane McMahon. Oh, man! The monitors are busted and Triple H and Kurt are busted. And Angle's face may be busted.
Ooh, they've been very successful. Eagle is dazed.
I think he's dazed too.
That slam by Kane was huge.
Oh my God! Oh my God! What's going on? What the?
I didn't know.
No way! The tadpole splash! Hornswoggle not looking.
Issue tonight.
Ball just slams her head down on the corner.
Anything. Go out there and compete.
Wait a minute! What?
Oh, man, no! Oh, my God!
Here is your winner, Sakura! Springboard! Springboard moonsault by Paul!
Good God!
Absolutely incredible!
When a match ends and both competitors feel good about how it went, they'll often show mutual respect with a subtle gesture, perhaps a quick pat on the back or a few quiet words exchanged up close.
With a jackhammer! Here's the cover! Goldberg's the Universal Champion!
Hogan wins!
KO and Randy with the win!
Here are your winners.
You can thank them. Just give them the Iggy. You know, when you're going up, squeeze a leg, squeeze an arm.
Rose connects with the party foul, and the party's over for Spontalia. Wait a minute. He's out! He's out! We are down to 2. Qualification covered by Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar has beaten CM Punk.
Oh, manhandle through the table! Double slam through the table! And big time Becky Lynch gets the win.
For the win! He got him! Here is Jericho! He's got to come out! What a matchup! Claymore! Claymore! Oh, we got him! Drew McIntyre!
It's a small but meaningful moment that reflects the appreciation they have for one another, and for fans paying close attention, it offers a touching behind-the-scenes glimpse into the camaraderie that exists between performers.
Started crawling over and he goes, "We got him now, SA." Appreciate that man for doing what he did. So here it is, Frank Body. You see my head down, I'm talking to him right now, I'm saying thank you so much, brother. And he's like, "No problem, brother, I got you." Right here, I tell him I love him. And he tells me that back.
It's a faith breaker. That's a Michelle calls that. That's straight up impressive. Nakamura's got a WWE title opportunity. People got him. Yes. What do you got to do to beat this guy? Cover. Top of the leg. Cover by Rollins. Rollins with the title. Rollins with the title. He wrestled like he was in somebody else's body. He put everything.
Whispered something in my ear, and he basically said, "I love you, brother."
You are looking, ladies and gentlemen, at perhaps 2 of the greatest. When it's all said and done, that this business will have ever offered you. They gave you everything they had here tonight.
WWE became known for heavily scripting promos from the 2000s onwards. Unlike before, when promos were mostly improvised with a few bullet points, modern talent were often expected to recite their lines word for word. This has sometimes led to awkward moments with wrestlers forgetting their scripted lines.
A country that will die.
When I step into those 4 ropes. It's 4 sides.
One notable instance involved Mick Foley, who once forgot his promo during a SmackDown taping and had to ask the cameraman for help, bringing the show to a brief halt.
Hold on a second.
And I walked over to Marty, the cameraman, and I went, "Marty, I have no idea."
Foley then needed Stephanie McMahon to feed him his promo after Mick completely blanked when forgetting his lines on Raw from 2016.
But
a 5-alarm fire.
To safely pull off certain high-impact spots, many weapons used in wrestling are gimmicked in design or altered to reduce the risk of injury. In WWE matches, ladders serve 2 main purposes: as a tool for climbing to win the match, and as a weapon. This dual function requires the ladder to be strong enough to support wrestlers' weight, and safe enough to use as a weapon. Unlike traditional ladders, WWE ladders are designed with some modifications for safety. The steel used in these ladders is hollow, making them lighter and less dangerous when used to strike opponents. Additionally, the center of the ladder is intentionally made weaker to facilitate the dramatic spots where the ladder can break or collapse during a match. The steel steps are another example. They're hollow and made from lightweight aluminium. This gives the illusion of weight and impact without being as dangerous as they appear. The same trick is often used with the trash cans seen in hardcore matches.
don't do this! Don't do it! Choke slam through it! Trash container!
Introducing a table into a match instantly heightens the crowd's interest, and a wrestler going through a table often generates one of the biggest reactions of the night. The tables used are made from very thin chipboard, designed to break easily under the weight of a person, creating a dramatic, explosive effect when they collapse. However, the metal pole supporting the tables can sometimes cause injury, and occasionally the tables fail to break properly. This usually happens if a wrestler doesn't land in the center. It may require a repeat spot to achieve the desired effect.
Oh, look out! Devo through a table! And Angle's gonna try it one more time, and that time, the table breaks. Oh, no! Oh! Hey! King Booker in trouble! Set through the table with a spine buster! Dropping the king!
Kendo sticks and guitars are typically crafted from thin wood to ensure they break on impact.
Look at Jeff! Oh! Oh, man! Jeff! Oh! Oh! Oh, come on! Oh, my God!
More dangerous looking items like lead pipes, barbed wire, and even the heads of sledgehammers are often made of rubber whenever they're intended to be used in a fashion that requires it to be gimmicked.
What? Look out! Oh, my! To the back of the skull of the Big Show!
In WWE, the glass featured in segments, particularly during high-impact moments, is generally not real glass. It is commonly made from breakaway materials intended to resemble glass, but with added safety. This breakaway glass is often created from sugar and other substances, engineered to shatter easily and safely to minimize the risk of injuries to the wrestlers.
This was completely safe and wasn't going to hurt or cut you in any way.
While pro wrestling is famous for its wild stunts, it's almost always the talent themselves taking the bumps. That said, there have been rare instances where stunt performers or even dummies were brought in for especially risky moments.
Oh my God! We're back live!
What do you want? I want a match with Triple H at WrestleMania.
Ready now! No! No! Undertaker! No! What are you doing? What the hell is he doing? What? The cement! Oh my God! Look it up in that! Whoa! That's Diesel!
See what your fate has in store for this Sunday at No Mercy.
Exactly what it's done. The Undertaker is levitating. I'm speechless, man. I've never seen anything like this. Oh no! Look out! Oh no! Somebody help me! Somebody in here right now!
A wrestler going through the ring is always an impressive moment, and it involves meticulous preparation behind the scenes. A crew member is always stationed under the ring during televised WWE shows. This individual is responsible for tasks such as tightening cables and positioning weapons before a wrestler is slammed through the ring. This crew member removes the wooden boards and supports from the area where the wrestler will land, while ensuring that the foam padding underneath remains intact to maintain the ring's shape and cushioning. To help protect wrestlers during high-risk spots, especially ones that involve big falls or dives from serious heights, companies will sometimes use crash pads and hidden padding.
Shane McMahon brought this on us. Oh my God! He's what is it? Don't do it! Oh my God! Oh my God! Man, don't do this! Oh my God! A cover! There's a cover! Let me go, show.
This became particularly common during the pandemic era, when empty arenas allowed for more creative stunts that wouldn't have been possible with fans present. With no live audience to spot the trick, crash mats could be placed just out of frame, letting talent pull off crazy looking moves without taking the full brunt of the landing.
A whole lot of seconds! Oh my God! Be all right. Oh my God!
Whenever you see fans getting directly involved with the action or angles, they are typically plants.
Come on, Granny, build them!
You just give me the finger? Throw him out of here for using profanity. That's against the rules. Get out of here! Get him out of here!
These individuals are usually made to blend in with the crowd, but are often independent wrestlers, extras, or developmental talent. You'll sometimes spot them later down the line, appearing in other roles as part of storylines. That said, there have been moments where real fans have jumped the rail.
Fans are going to sit here and just be complacent, not really care who wins this match. I mean, I don't think many of these fans are going to sit here and
Or just be complacent, not really care who wins this match. In the big end.
Hey, we're obviously not going to have a match. I mean, look at the conditions of the match. Who's that?
He didn't even know a fight was starting in the big end. Finn Balor is hurt.
WCW in particular had a reputation for this happening during its heyday.
Hulk Hogan. What do we got here? I guess this was premeditated all the way back from '94. I guess this is what it was. Look at the ring.
Interestingly, the company even began scripting fake fan run-ins using plants. This blurred the lines enough that it risked encouraging actual fans to follow suit and try the same thing themselves.
Raven is trying to leave. It's like the fans stopped him.
Someone's come out of the stands. Someone came out of the stands, walked right into the
WWE has gone to great lengths over the years to manage and censor its live audience. One common method is turning down the crowd volume during matches, where fans have hijacked the shows with chants or reactions the company doesn't want airing. This was especially noticeable during Roman Reigns' first babyface run.
Or if he's 50% or if he's 25%. That's why he's the...
No question his pace favors Samoa Joe.
Security has also been known to confiscate fan signs, especially if they're seen as disruptive or go against the company's messaging. WWE has also targeted what fans wear. Those showing up in shirts repping rival promotions or dressed up as certain wrestlers have sometimes been asked to change or move to seats that are out of view from the hard cam.
The weed is good in Miami tonight, obviously.
A lot of the noise you hear during matches is enhanced by the microphones hidden underneath the ring, but wrestlers also add to the effect themselves by stomping their feet or slapping their bodies to simulate the sound of impact. This creates the illusion of heavy contact, even when it's minimal. The most well-known example is the infamous thigh slap, often used during kicks like the super kick. The sharp sound it creates helps sell the move visually.
The ladder and call super kick on Velveteen Dream.
Ciampa is defenseless.
Some wrestlers try to keep it discreet, while others don't bother hiding it at all.
This match may resemble a mirror images in the pump fake super kick, but another kick from Gargano.
WWE often positions the good guys on the left side of the ring and the heels on the right during tag team matches. This helps clearly distinguish between heroes and villains, making it easier for the audience to follow the action. Placing the faces on the left also enhances the viewer engagement by allowing the camera to capture their facial expressions more effectively, which helps fans connect with the characters on a deeper emotional level. Back when SmackDown was pre-recorded, WWE would regularly clean up any mistakes before the episode aired, but over time some botches still managed to slip through or were spotted by fans who had seen the unedited version. Most of the time, clever camera work made it so viewers at home wouldn't even realize a mistake had happened. That said, there have been a few editing jobs over the years that didn't exactly go unnoticed. On the August 7, 2003 SmackDown, Kurt Angle spent 30 seconds trying to open a cage door before climbing it. TV viewers only saw him scaling the cage, however.
Can't get it open though. Paul Heyman seems like an eternity on the shoulders of Brock Lesnar. Kurt Angle gonna climb the cage. Back on Lesnar. Look at Kurt Angle. Brock gonna watch his own back. Here comes Kurt.
Mark Henry had a similar moment in January 2006 when he had to break a legit lock on a steel cage. Live, it took 8 minutes. On the WWE Network, it lasted just 5 seconds.
He's trying to bust that lock and chain, and he can't do that. He's the strongest man in the world, but he can't get in the cage.
Oh, he's trying like hell to get in. Sure is.
In 2002, Rey Mysterio became the first ever elf on a shelf.
Feel it. Holy moly. See it out there, man. Feel it. And then Benoit comes in.
Nathan Jones might not be the worst wrestler ever, but he's definitely on the short list.
A-Train went for that went for the Nathan Jones and A-Train.
For Sin Cara, the WWE ring itself was a constant enemy.
Mexico City.
That's what I've always talked about, high risk,
maneuvers right there.
Even Rey Mysterio had a hard time adjusting to it when he first arrived.
Go! 619! Look at this, the 619!
Long after the Pillmans got a gun angle, Stone Cold had one of his own that actually worked, kinda.
He's got a gun! What's he got to do? Wait a minute! What the hell was that? Wait a minute! He's got a gun! Wait a minute! That was a gun! That's a net king!
Mic errors are easier to fix, since talent can simply restart their promo.
And the laughing stock of the World Wrestling Federation, World Championship Wrestling. And the laughing stock of World Championship Wrestling.
Jack Swagger!
Lillian, it's actually Zack Ryder, but nonetheless.
Zack Ryder!
Nonetheless.
I was out there defending my tag titles with my brother Edge. I was out there trying to regain my tag team titles with my brother Rock. I was out there trying to regain my tag team titles with my brother Rock. You actually think that I was just the right guy at the right place at the right time? That I was just the right guy at the right place at the right time?
But sometimes WWE gets extra creative, like when they use staff members pretending to be fans to refilm the ending to Kurt Angle vs. The Undertaker in July 2002 after the finish was botched live.
The Undertaker trying to gain some leverage. Wait a minute! Tapped out. I think the Undertaker just pinned Kurt Angle.
SmackDown has also become known for its use of piped-in crowd noise, particularly the infamous hairdryer pop, a generic crowd sound WWE would use to simulate excitement even when the live audience was clearly quiet.
And I knew I had to bring the pain. You bet your ass I would. WWE Champion!
Haven't defeated, and that's the Undertaker. Batista making history.
WWE has been using these artificial reactions for years.
In the main event of WrestleMania.
These two actually brothers-in-law. Winning the six-pack challenge will enter last in the Raw. DiBiase looking for a little retribution here.
You lose your title.
And in some cases, they've even inserted fake fan noise during live broadcasts.
What's up, Randy?
First of all, where the hell have you been? Second of all,
at any time is always with me. And Rebecca's Raw Women's Champion.
I'm going to be a rematch next week with Finn Balor. Yeah, that's all I need.
Today, the use of piped-in crowd reactions is still part of WWE programming, so much so that it's even been acknowledged on TV.
I would so much rather be bald than have them pipe in fake crowd noise for my matches because nobody cares.
I always thought they were pumping in that noise. I didn't realize how loud it actually was when you were out here.
Let's now take an even bigger deep dive into how WWE covers up and edits out screw-ups. One of the WWE's most common tricks to hide a botch is switching the camera angle, especially if the live shot clearly exposes a mistake. When this happens, future versions of the show will often cut to a more flattering angle to save face. At WrestleMania 21, Tyson Tomko dove over the top rope before Kane could even hit him. Linda McMahon famously turned the wrong way while taking the Stone Cold Stunner.
Thank you. Thank you.
During a botched springboard arm drag by S.A. Rios on Raven, a producer can be heard shouting to clean it up in post-production.
What does Kurt Angle even feel about this match? I don't know that Kurt Angle and Rikishi would have slipped by S.A. Rios.
Going back to Mania 21, where Shelton Benjamin got his foot stuck in the ropes and had to be helped by Kane. Christian lost control of CM Punk mid-air while attempting the Unprettier off a ladder at WrestleMania 25.
No way! No way! No way! No way! No!
Undertaker seemed to let go of Randy Orton too early during a counter to the last ride at WrestleMania 21.
Here we go! Watch out! Oh, Randy Orton! Here we go! Watch out! Oh, Randy Orton!
Just like his cabinet member Linda, Donald Trump wasn't exactly ready to take a stunner from Stone Cold either.
Austin stunned the Donald! Austin stunned the Donald! What?
Brock Lesnar jumped too early before Triple H could hit him with the pedigree.
No holds barred. Wait. Triple H now! He went to the pedigree. Lesnar went to his knees. No holds barred. Wait. Triple H now! He went to the pedigree. Lesnar went to his knees. Now Triple H hits it.
Alicia Fox was extremely late, saving Mickie James at Evolution 2018.
With the cover to put the match away. And Alicia Fox there.
And tonight, Rita and Trish.
With the cover to put the match away. And Alicia Fox.
These edits aren't limited to in-ring action. Entrances are fair game too. If a wrestler botches, the camera will often cut away to something else entirely. Goldberg came out way too fired up at SummerSlam 2003.
Describing Goldberg as intense.
Mandy Rose sipped on a wet ramp at WrestleMania 37.
To make a name for their team. To make a name for their team.
And Ultimo Dragon didn't even need water. He sipped on a dry ramp at WrestleMania 20. Camera tricks don't always work. Some botches are just too blatant and end up being edited out completely. If the spot was redone during the match, WWE will use the cleaner take in all future broadcasts. At Extreme Rules 2021, Alexa Bliss was caught visibly chewing Alka-Seltzer to foam at the mouth. In 2019, Shane McMahon went down from just a kick to the gut rather than the actual stunner from Kevin Owens.
Turn around, Shane! Kevin Owens! Kevin Owens with Shane! Stunner! Turn around, Shane! Kevin Owens! Stunner!
Kane had an awkward battle with the ropes at SummerSlam 2003.
Will to survive.
Look out now! He missed twice. This is even better.
Look out now. Look at Kane.
He missed. This is even better.
Eddie Guerrero had similar issues at WrestleMania 17.
Well, I think with Benoit now out of the Radicals, Perry Saturn just wasn't to demonstrate that Eddie Guerrero.
Referee having a heck of a time getting Test freed from that top rope. And Eddie Guerrero fully realizes
Eddie and Rey Mysterio's timing at WrestleMania 21 didn't quite match their Halloween Havoc 1997 classic.
Champions opponents tonight. Look at Mysterio. Tag team champions opponents tonight. Deep arm drag.
Randy Orton broke the fourth wall after Kofi Kingston missed his cue on Raw from MSG in 2009.
Randy Orton, momentarily distracted.
Big Show and Randy Orton managed to turn the RKO into an RK-No on Raw in 2012.
Doesn't know what awaits him here. RKO from Orton. Whoa. Now look at this.
When someone flubs a line or says something they shouldn't, the magic of the edit comes to the rescue. John Cena's PG-rific promo against Chris Jericho in 2012 pretty much summed up the WWE at the time.
I'm gonna win the whole fudging thing. It's a PG show. It's the best I could do.
What are you, 9?
Most of our viewers are around that age.
Misspoken lines might be muted or overdubbed with the corrected version. In 2015, Roman Reigns coined the term "break."
And I go on to WrestleMania and I beat Brock Lesnar. And I go on to WrestleMania and I beat Brock Lesnar for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Both Bret Hart and Vince McMahon have accidentally referenced getting the F back in WWE.
You're no longer the new superstar, next breakout star for WWF anymore. You're no longer the new next breakout star anymore.
I'm not going to deny you the opportunity to be WWF champion. I won't deny the opportunity to Miz either. I'm not going to deny you the opportunity to be WWE champion. I won't deny the opportunity to Miz either.
Adam Pearce had a booking brain fart in 2020.
Winner of that match will go on to face Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. Winner of that match will go on to face Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship.
In 2010, Batista seemed to forget John Cena's name entirely.
You know, I could stoop to John Cena's low level. You know, I could stoop to John Cena's low level.
May 19th may not bother Kane anymore, but apparently the number 6 does.
So 6 weeks before you face, 6 days before you face Randy Orton at SummerSlam. 6 days before you face Randy Orton at SummerSlam.
On a taped Raw in 1999, The Rock had to sip from the people's water after losing his voice.
You know what's good for you? The Rock. Must be puberty.
If someone swears when they weren't supposed to, it gets muted or bleeped out in post. Drew McIntyre dropped a swear on Raw Talk in 2021. It was censored live and cut from the replay.
Sever our friendship. All that.
Sorry. Yeah, PG.
Bleep me, please.
Bleep!
Diesel intentionally dropped an S-bomb at WrestleMania 12. Montez Ford loudly cursed after a scripted match stoppage at Money in the Bank 2022.
We're gonna watch it again. We're gonna watch it again, Montez. What a messed up! What a messed up!
Dominic Mysterio may have picked up his foul mouth in prison. Rhea Ripley let all the Aussie in her come out with this sign.
Good life.
Hardcore Holly wasn't happy with the finish to his match at WrestleMania 2000.
I will break your ass in half, you little shithead.
I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, for that remark. That was a very classless remark.
Pre-conversion Shawn Michaels had a bit of a sailor's mouth.
And Shawn Michaels, his temper.
Scott Steiner's first words after returning in 2002 were infamously memorable. Fox and USA Network did their best to mute swear-filled chants. But sometimes things slip through.
Blast from Giro. Action like this.
Paul Heyman had one of the most iconic swears of the decade during his Hall of Fame speech in 2024.
If you think that the spirit of ECW died in a bankruptcy court in 2001, you can suck my fucking dick.
As the final boss, The Rock swore with impunity.
Chant it now! Chant the shut the f up now! You piece of the trash! You count, you're fired. You understand? You know The Rock, I don't fuck around. You count, you're fired.
Obscene or unexpected moments also get scrubbed from the future broadcasts. Chris Benoit is almost entirely erased from WWE history, though rare sightings do occur.
Good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, sing it. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, sing it.
Lewd or offensive gestures are often removed as well.
Oh my God! What a brave man!
Ric Flair's kissing-stealing persona was more literal than you might expect.
Oh, no. What? Are you kidding me? Oh, no.
A bad finish is harder to cover up since it's the last things fans see, but if WWE can mask it, they will. At WrestleMania 26, Jack Swagger took 20 seconds to unhook the briefcase, which was about as long as his eventual title reign.
He can't unhook it! He's having trouble! Cannot do it! Here we go! Can he seize the opportunity? He's standing on it!
Mickie James failed to hit a proper Stratisfaction at WrestleMania 22.
Take that left leg away. It took me mentally right out of my game.
SummerSlam 2006 featured the worst Batista bomb of all time.
Batista's irate! King Booker! In trouble! And Batista! We might find out now! Batista's irate!
Judgment Day 2002 had the worst chokeslam ever. And the Kane vs Kurt Angle match at WrestleMania was unforgettable, for all the wrong reasons.
Angle's got Kane rolled up. He's got him rolled up here. Got Kane rolled up. He's got him rolled up here. Come on, hit him.
Sometimes the issue isn't with the wrestlers, it's with production. Audio issues are common, and while some are kept in if they're funny, others are edited out.
My name, just like...
Let's get hold of the new mic. Let's get him. There we go.
Well, let me tell you something, WWE Universe.
Right now. And now we're going to go to an interview conducted earlier by Lord.
Well, me, Gene Okerlund, having some technical problems there.
Well, we have some technical difficulties for the Raw and SmackDown Women's WWF Championship.
We're having some audio difficulties as we have had.
When Bubba Ray Dudley's mic failed, his lines were dubbed in afterwards.
Earlier today, Stacy was involved in a very difficult and vigorous photo shoot.
Shawn Michaels once had his promo's entire audio scrapped after a sound failure. The announce team isn't immune to botching. Since they talk the most, they also mess up quite a bit, and many of these flubs get cut.
Introducing first, representing the Judgment Day, Bailey! Introducing first, representing Damage Control, Bailey!
Truth will get a chance to get his baby back as he takes on the 24/7 champion Riddle on Reginald. Truth will get a chance to get his baby back as he takes on the 24/7 champion Reginald next. Oh boy, here it go down. Crossface. Oh boy, here it go down. Who's been waiting anxiously with anticipation. His name is Jeff Hardy. Who's been waiting anxiously with anticipation. His name is Jeff Hardy. Gentlemen, as you know, the Ultimate Warrior. Okay. Publicly stated that, damn it, who put that up?
As I beat you before at Full Brawl, and without doubt, I will show to the world again.
William Regal felt like he was disrespected, so he did a very controversial. Is this your first WWF event?
Yeah!
I'm so excited I can't even talk.
Dean Ambrose pedigree! Dean Ambrose, Dirty Deeds!
Michael Cole once spoiled the main event of WrestleMania 15 by announcing the winner early while plugging a post-show appearance. Unsurprisingly, this was edited out of all future broadcasts.
Post-game comments, we'll hear from the new WWF champion. You'll have a chance to buy some exclusive merchandise.
It's not just mistakes or edgy material that get cut though. Any copyrighted music WWE no longer has the rights to is either replaced or removed entirely.
And if you liked what you saw there, wait.
This includes the iconic WWF Desire videos, some of which still exist, but now feature generic music in place of the original tracks by artists like Kid Rock and Creed. Covers and parodies haven't been spared either. Segments like Dwayne Johnson's classic rock concerts have also been edited.
You got the blues, but you won't lose, cause goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
Whip your ass again. The Rock can't wait to whip Austin's ass again.
Over the thought of whipping your big whisker biscuit ass. We will rock you. Cena sucks. You dress like a hooker at the expensive house. New York. Sorry, Mama Cena. Check these charts.
Oh, baby, Johnny's got lady parts.
Your fat covers up your little penis, which you haven't seen in years.
ECW was notorious for using licensed music they didn't technically have the rights to, which has led to those tracks being overdubbed on streaming. WCW took a different route, using sound-alike versions of popular songs that were close enough to the real thing that they've also had to be replaced in modern re-releases.
Spin the.
Take full advantage of it. But again, I know a scared group of men when I see the crowbars. We'll take full advantage of it. But again, I know a scared group of men when I see the crowbars.
Let's now highlight the tricks behind some of our favorite entrances. Before making their way through the crowd, stars like Jey Uso and The Shield would often be seen waiting in the lobby surrounded by fans held back by security.
Dean! Hey, Ambrose!
For Jey Uso's entrance, we even got a glimpse into how the camera crews set up their shots.
I want them out of the hole because I want these people here. I'm walking through the people. You didn't want to go here. Hey! Guard!
Oh, this crowd is so ready.
I'm going to need your help with this. Yes, sir. I'm going to come in the middle of you, so you guys got to let me have it in here.
That's going to be tough, man.
When it gets close on you, then you guys open. Hey, look. When the red light go on, everybody go ape shit.
John Morrison's iconic slow-motion entrance was achieved by adjusting the frame rate of the live broadcast.
To Friday Night SmackDown a couple of weeks ago for the first time in 8 years, John Morrison. John Morrison!
Since this caused the feed to fall slightly behind, the camera would cut away during the effect. That way, by the time it cut back, everything was back to real time.
I've got this set up in my backyard now, King, on a patio. What's that? This entrance. Oh, really? Yeah.
Stars like The Undertaker and Bray Wyatt were known for making their entrances in total darkness, only to appear from the shadows. While it looks great on TV, the setup is relatively straightforward. Depending on where the match or segment falls on the card, the wrestler typically hides under the ring either before doors open or during a commercial break or video package. When it's time, the lights go out, allowing them to climb into the ring unseen.
You know who it is? It's Bray Wyatt! Bray Wyatt is here! Yeah!
They'll usually exit the same way or through the crowd, like The Undertaker did at WrestleMania 40. The Undertaker has also made dramatic rises from beneath the stage. In these cases, a platform hidden under the ramp slowly lifts the Phenom into view. He used this method at WrestleMania 33, where the long ramp made his usual slow walk impractical. Cody Rhodes made a similar return at WrestleMania 38, rising from beneath the stage in spectacular fashion.
So just don't step off right away. Wait for it to stop.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
There you go. There you go. No. Where you going?
Rey Mysterio had one of the most beloved entrances using this technique. He would spring from the stage with pyro, capturing the superhero vibe that matched his high-flying style.
Hey, it's the
The device that launched him is known as the pop-up toaster. This exact model was originally used by country singer Garth Brooks before being given to WWE. At WrestleMania 26, WWE brought the pop-up toaster back for Ray, but it malfunctioned. As a result, fans had to wait about 35 seconds for him to appear while his music played on.
Rey Mysterio perhaps playing mind games.
Few entered the ring with more attitude than Stone Cold Steve Austin. Known for his swagger and head-shaking strut, he trash-talked all the way down the ramp before hitting the turnbuckles. But what was he actually saying? On his podcast, The Steve Austin Show, he revealed that since the cameras couldn't pick up his voice, he would let loose with swearing and trash-talk as freely as he wanted.
It was just a constant stream of F-bombs. Yeah, that's right, motherfuckers about to tear this motherfucker's ass. It was just that. Walk to the ring with that bad motherfucker walk because he was sending a message to the other guy in that ring. I'm fixing to whip your fucking ass. All I was thinking, you got that shit right, motherfuckers. You got that shit right. We're gonna raise hell up in this motherfucker.
Like Stone Cold, Kurt Angle used to swear during his entrance, but for a different reason. During the 2000s, fans regularly chanted "You suck" during his theme song.
You suck chants ever get to you, or was it you just playing the character? Hashtag Ask Kurt.
I was just playing the character, but you know, Vince didn't want me to swear, but I didn't know how to get angry without swearing. I have to, when I'm mad, you motherfucking prick, like I have to say swear words. So I had to pretend I was mad, and the only thing was coming out was swear words.
By 2005, the heel Angle had enough and snapped at the crowd on the November 7th episode of Raw.
I hate that shit. You people are the ones that suck.
To fight back, he and Raw GM Eric Bischoff came up with a clever plan to censor the chants on TV by adding bleeps to the broadcast.
WWE. Hey, listen. The chants are censored.
It worked for the audience at home, but live fans still heard and shouted the chant as usual, something you might not realize unless you were there. Some wrestlers include personal gestures during their entrances as subtle tributes to loved ones. The Big Show would squeeze his wrist to let his wife know he was thinking of her.
I understand the Big Show. Making his weathering weighing in at 500 pounds.
Rikishi rubbed his nose as a sign of love for his family, including his sons Jimmy and Jey Uso, as well as Solo Sikoa.
Rikishi was one of the victims of that rage, and he's gonna back that ass up.
These small but meaningful gestures even made their way into the SmackDown Just Bring It video game.
From Tampa, Florida, the Big Show.
Let's take a break to highlight some entrances that went wrong and why this occurred. At WrestleMania 29, Triple H was sprayed with dry ice to create a smoky effect for his entrance. Unfortunately, a malfunction caused him to suffer second-degree burns on his torso and his arms.
And I get in the smoke and all of a sudden, I feel like I'm on fire. And I can feel myself sizzling and I look down and I have dry ice all stuck to my stomach.
Despite the injury, he completed the match.
And I tried to brush it off, but I ended up getting like really bad, like second-degree burns.
At Elimination Chamber 2010, The Undertaker's entrance went awry when he was burned by the pyro, even catching fire in the face. On camera, he stayed in character, but fan footage revealed how serious it was. He suffered second-degree burns and doused himself with water to cool down.
Thank goodness I had the presence of mind to know that I had to move forward. When I can start to see something other than fire, I can see that my right sleeve is on fire and my hat's on fire.
Taker then demanded that the pyrotechnician responsible be fired.
I am trying my hardest to keep focused, but I'm also thinking in my head, I'm about to kill the pyro guy.
The flames were removed from his entrance on Raw the next night. This wasn't the first time pyro caused trouble for him. Back in 1998, during an episode of Raw, Kane's pyro accidentally went off in Taker's face. Again, the Phenom kept composure, but the flames came dangerously close.
One guy that will forever be in the World Wrestling Federation.
WWE used special effects glass and sound effects to create the iconic glass-breaking effect for Stone Cold Steve Austin's entrance. And then on special occasions, WWE has used breakaway sugar glass or tempered glass that shatters easily.
He's the most dangerous man in the world. Whoa!
There was one which broke about halfway vertically, and I'll never forget that because it was supposed to shatter and it didn't. And I kind of remember bumping it. I believe it was with my left arm, and that glass, it's like candy glass, but it gaffed me. It actually cut my arm open just a little bit because I was trying to break it with my elbow to make it look cool.
In a kayfabe example, Jeff Hardy once had his entrance sabotaged when his pyro exploded in his face as part of a storyline. WWE likely used a combination of cold pyro and water-soaked clothing to pull off the effect safely. It's also worth noting that Hardy usually stood behind the pyro rather than directly in its path. Ever wondered how pyro works in the WWE? Well, the fireworks that shoot out aren't the ones that make the noise. They're basically just sparklers. The pyro itself is quiet. The bang comes from a rack of concussion pots and simulators which are tucked away somewhere behind the stage, so the noise is above and away from the immediate area. This idea originally came from Bad Blood 97 during Kane's original debut. The explosion of the fire looked cool, but didn't sound as expected.
Oh my God, wait a minute, it's Paul Bear!
So WWE started putting in sound after. That explains why Cody's eardrums haven't exploded with that pyro at the beginning of his entrance. Goldberg's signature entrance involved walking through a barrage of sparklers, inhaling the smoke and then blowing it out like a fire-breathing dragon. He used cold pyro which was still hot, but less likely to burn the skin. Even so, Goldberg had said the smoke stung his nose and throat.
Smoke would be coming out of his nostrils. Used to remind me of that Bugs Bunny cartoon with that bull.
He'd cover himself with water beforehand to better absorb the heat.
Engulfed in the smoke, in the pyro, in the fire.
To protect the arena, WWE used padded flooring during the spark shower.
And they noticed that when you did the sparklers, the arena floors would get a little messed up. So you put this down on the arena floor to catch the spark. So I call this the Goldberg Spark Catcher.
Look! How does that not burn him up?
As for the crowd chanting his name, WCW often enhanced the effect by piping in extra crowd noise over the speakers. The real chants were still there, but the piped-in version had a consistent tone and volume that gave it away.
And they're ready for him here in Hartford. They've been ready for him all day long. Who cares is right. The hero has come through, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to the people. Listen to the people.
The New Day were known for their over-the-top WrestleMania entrances. At WrestleMania 32, the focus of their storyline wasn't even their opponents. It was their Booty-O's cereal.
Booty-O's! Booty-O's! They make sure you ain't booty!
For viewers at home, it looked like the trio emerged from a giant cereal box. But fans at the stadium saw stagehands tip the box over, while the group ran in from behind and out the side.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Roman's entrance used to feature his signature Superman punch pose on stage, in which he used something to protect his hand from hitting the hard floor. In 2020, during his feud with Goldberg, fans noticed Reigns used the padded surface hidden on the ramp. Responding to a fan on Twitter, Roman explained that it was to avoid injuring his hand on the steel grating.
You know, a unique scene has developed here.
The big dog also took a jab at Goldberg in the process, someone who famously headbutts doors before entering.
A fan asked you how you protect yourself when you use your fist and slam it.
Goldberg later addressed the comment during an in-ring promo exchange with Roman on SmackDown.
I've been destroying steel doors all across the world for years with that headbutt.
Sin Cara's WWE debut was memorable, but not for the right reasons. He used a trampoline to leap into the ring and botched the landing.
Let's see exactly what...
Oh, here he is live!
Oh my goodness!
Other wrestlers like Kalisto used a similar method and had some struggles too.
I'm going to show you.
Here I go. Oh, my wife is going to be pissed. Ow! Good save, baby boy.
Reginald, however, pulled it off in style, often while wearing a suit.
I've seen Reginald do things like this. What? That you only see in cartoons.
Cesaro was another wrestler who came to the ring suited up, though he ended up tearing it off before matches. His outfit was actually a breakaway suit, carefully designed with snap tape that held the pieces together until it was time to shed them. The jacket and pants were cut up and reassembled with hidden fasteners, seen clearly along the back.
It's Cesaro set to take on Cesaro one-on-one. First match in his best of 7. The opportunity comes knocking. You got to answer in a hurry. He's ready. Oh, yes, he is ready.
If Cesaro forgot to unbutton his jacket first, the whole effect could fall apart.
Rip it off and just get stuck. I'm like, oh God, oh God. And I try to like wrestle it off. I felt like I was in a straitjacket.
The same goes for the pants, which also required a specific tear method.
Rip the pants off with the microphone in my hand. The one side just gets stuck, and I'm like, they're trying to
keep him. There's the gold. Making history at Roadblock.
Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our similar video of 10 wrestlers who went off script and changed the finish. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.